Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. So, if you feel called towards my energy, let us do a reading on where is your spark. I know it hasn't been easy these days because life has been just so flatlined. And while that is not really an indication that something is wrong, it's just life as usual. So we don't really have to make meaning out of that flat line. But let us ask Spirit where your spark is. Like, where is it? Or how do you go about cultivating it once again? All right. So if you feel called to have that question answered, then stick out. I have in here three cards, three groups, and depending on which one resonates to you, which one you feel like you're being called towards, then go ahead to that timestamp. Yes. Okay. Not the 111 on the timer as I said that. Okay, so if you chose group one, I mean, no, wait. I have three artifacts in here. Okay. This is for my group one. Yes, if you feel called towards that hirono model, it's a pop mart thing. Then skip to group one's timestamp. If you chose, if you feel called towards this one, then skip to group two. So cute. And then for group three, if you feel called towards that hirono model, then this is for you, group three. Okay, I will put them side by side, I guess. Hold them side by side so that it will be easier for you to look at it. So yeah. One, two, and group three. Okay, so if you chose this artifact of Hirona, then this is your reading. Okay, let's look at the card where your spark is. Spirit, where is group 1 spark? Cat, independent. Here's what it says. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. Your spark is where you don't subscribe to anyone's instructions. It is where you go towards a path that isn't exactly paved for you. You don't go with the crowd. You go kind of against it, but not really against it, but more like you kind of go about doing your own thing. That's where your spark is. Hmm. And white cats could be significant or just cats in general. Yeah, because cats are really independent creatures. I feel like you're also meant to just explore things that are kind of unorthodox, and it might scare you for a bit, but just know that you have 9 lives or more, and you have a good you have a good landing. So you don't really have to be scared of falling because cats are very good at falling on their feet, like falling appropriately or properly. So if you're scared to fall and make mistakes, just know that you're doing it gracefully. You're gonna do it gracefully. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of just looking at the hirono artifact that you chose. It's horse, could so you could be, I don't know, wood horse. You're of the wood horse because it looks wooden to me. And what else, Spirit? Do you have anything else? Oh, I cut it to the dog. Yeah, you're meant to go off on a different path, but you're not meant to do it alone. You're not meant to do that alone. So if you find yourself, okay, that you have already chosen a very, I guess, not so normal path, and you might feel like the need to isolate because no one's gonna understand you, because you feel like, yeah, because you're on a very just different journey. But there are people here that are beside you that you're meant to do it with. Yeah, and you're not meant to do it alone. Yeah. So your spark as well is going towards people. This is kind of like a dualistic message because kind of talking about you have to go against the crowd, but also you have to have people in order to go against the crowd with. You get what I'm saying? So that is where your spark is. Okay. That's an interesting turn of events right there. Cat and dog. Yeah. You have very great friends around you, so don't you ever forget that. Hmm. Okay. I feel like that is it. It's actually a very short message. So I don't know if that resonated to anyone, but if it did, thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye. Okay. Okay. If you chose this hirono model, then this is your reading group through. Interesting. Group 2. Spirit, where is group 2 spark? Giraffe. Giraffe. Visionary. Here's what it says: rise above earthly matters, glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path, stand tall in your self worth, and love with a big heart. Mm. Okay, you might have an apprehension about going after what you really want, going after what your heart wants you to do. But I'm getting your spark is where your heart is leading you towards. And giraffes have just this very compassionate nature about them that's not dominating, that's not arrogant. Even though they're the tallest creature out there, they just they're just like so cutie patootie, they're just so adorable. And I feel like this is who you are as well, because you might be a very big figure in your community. You might be someone who's very tall, like in a metaphorical sense, or I guess you could be at the top, right? You could be at the top, yeah. But I'm getting as well love with a big heart. That's so significant. And I'm also getting like a sense of community as well. I'm hearing it's lonely at the top. So you could be feeling very lonely at the top because no one can really understand you when you're in it. but you have a very big heart, and so you're meant to share that. And like, I say that you're at the top, and Hirono here has, I don't know, it feels alieny. So aliens have this supernatural or like high up there kind of energy, and so maybe that's who you are as well. Like you don't operate in the same way that other people do because you're at the top somehow. Mm. So your spark is where your heart is. What am I getting with that? Anything else? Ooh, lion, higher calling. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm getting? This is so weird. This is so weird. This message is so weird because I got for you giraffe and it clarified lion. Like you know how I said that giraffe are the tallest creatures in the, I don't know, jungle, and then lions are the apex predator, I want to say, in a jungle. I'm getting Lion King reference here. So you could be a lion in a certain community. You're at the top, okay? But your heart is where the giraffes are. Giraffes are just very domestic, I wanna say, creatures. But and I don't know any giraffe, so correct me if I'm wrong, but here's what I'm getting. Giraffes can be very compassionate and just loving. And so you could be at the top, but your spark is where you're going down, you're sharing yourself with, I don't want to say, people there at not at the top, because I don't know, it's a social hierarchy, it's a construct, okay, let's just say. So you could be a lion in your community and your spark is where the giraffes are. This is so weird. But yeah, you could be feeling called to a charity, to supporting certain causes. And I'm saying this because spirit wants to tell you that if you have a certain inclination to doing that when you haven't done that before, then this is a very clear sign that you do it. Like you do it. Like that's where your spark is. Social causes, even sustainability uh endeavors, yeah, for the mother earth. Wow, that is such a higher calling. Ooh, higher calling, not the 1331 of the timer, as I said, that higher calling. Giraffes are very tall, so your spark is where your higher calling is at. Oh my god. And when I say higher calling, it's being away from the earthly, yeah, rise above earthly matters, it says here in the card as well. So you know how in a capitalist world we're kind of taught to take money as the superior uh goal to strive for, but your spark is where your higher calling is at, like the higher dimension. That's because money is just one form of energy, and there are many forms of energy in which you can be abundant, and that's not just money. So yeah, heavy nature here. So if you feel also being called to go towards nature, this is your sign. Save Mother Earth, okay? And Hirono has a green hair, which looks like a tree, honestly. I'm getting so much reference. Yeah, and the alien is like, I don't want to even explain it, but yeah, that is the message. That is the message. I know that that's going to resonate for someone out there. Okay, so if that resonated with you, thank you so much for listening. I will see you on my next one. Bye bye. Okay. Okay, group three. If you chose this hirono model, then this is your reading. Spirit, what is group three's? Where is group three's spark? Ooh, goose, inner knowing. Here's what it says. You are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. I feel like this group three is a combination of group one and two, in which you already know where you're going towards, and but maybe you're having doubts to whether it is the right thing to do or whether that's the right path to be in, but trust that you are not being led towards the wrong destination because you are always going towards the destination that is meant for you. You're already so blessed, so just let yourself fly. And that friends are always with you. You can go with them like birds of a same feather flock together. So let yourself flock with the same kinds of birds. Yeah. And there may be also a ooh, interesting. I thought that this was a clock. So there may be a sense of impatience here as well, of wanting to have everything all at once, everything right now. So I'm also getting trust in the divine timing. So where your spark is actually in the present moment. And I know that sounds silly, especially when you're in the energy of like where is the blessing? Especially when you're in the energy of I just want to have this, that, etc. ABC, and you have so many things that you want for yourself, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But also you are already blessed right now, so it's acknowledging that you already hold a four-leaf clover. You are already so blessed. You are already the embodiment of the person that you are step that you are already the embodiment of the person who is gonna go, who's always meant to go towards your dream life. Wow. Any clarification on that? Yeah. I also cut it to the lion and the dog again. So there is the energy in here of yes, wanting to fast forward to time where you already have everything, but the thing is that the clock has stopped already, and that thing that you're actually manifesting is right in front of you already. Wow, this okay, this has just got so quantum physically kind of reading, but that is what I'm getting. This is so philosophical for you. The other groups can be very also on a physical sense, on a heart level sense, but this one is more up in the ether. So yeah, and you're not alone. You're not alone. There is a blessing in here. There is a blessing here. And you know why? Because the funny thing about the artifact that you chose is that my sister has two versions of that. Like the same. And they look like twins, right? Gemini could be significant. You could be a Gemini. Or an air sign for that matter, because goose is an air sign. goose is a bird, which is relevant to air signs. So yeah, but you're already so talented and gifted and blessed, because I also am seeing a picture here of Osamu Miya from Haikyuu, and he's a twin. Okay, you already have everything that you need. So your spark is right here, right now. Are you willing to accept that? Are you willing to, yeah, accept that for now? For how it looks like right now, of how, for how that particular blessing, particular manifestation that you're manifesting look like right now, because your manifestation is already here. Are you willing to look at that and recognize it for what it is right now, even though it doesn't look like exactly what you have been envisioning? Are you willing to do that? Is the question. Because it's already here. Like, that's the difference. Uh, the difference between group three and the other two groups is that you are already there. Your spark is already there. You just kind of have to see it as well. I'm being called to talk about this because, yeah, there is certain tendency for human beings to ask for something, and when they got it, they will ask the universe, why am I getting this? you know uh yeah, because, yeah, I don't know, that just came out for someone out there. Weird stuff. Okay, let's glance the energy. Okay, that ends group three's reading. If that resonated for you, well, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on my next one. Okay, bye. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for being here with me. I feel so weird right now because I don't know, it just feels like the message hasn't been messaging. And so it feels like I am kind of pulling an imaginary thread in here, which is what I've been doing already. As far as this video, as far as this YouTube channel is concerned, we're just picking on an imaginary thread in here. So that imaginary thread for me has just felt so much more imaginary that I just couldn't ground it, I guess. Or maybe I have grounded also in my reality so much that I'm kind of doubting my presence there up in the ether. Am I making sense? That those sentences just feel so, I don't know, it almost feels like an alien language. So if you can understand what I'm saying, then hi, fellow alien of the planet Earth. Thank you so much for being here and sharing this time with me. But yeah, I will see you, my babies. I love you, and take good care of yourself, all right? Bye. Mwah.